clear in your mind in what you intend to achieve. Know what you are going to do. That doesn't seem like too much to ask. Certainly in war. And you wouldn't think it would be too much for people to ask in their lives either. Their precious lives, as precious as these 58,000 that died in Vietnam. But how often do we see people going through their lives without knowing what they are trying to do, without having any intent, without having a clear mission? I'm talking on an individual level. As a person, people go through their lives without knowing what it is they want to do, what they want to accomplish. So know what your mission is. Know what your intent, as the commander of your life, know what your intent is, and then fight with everything you've got to win. You wouldn't think that people would be going through life without knowing where they're trying to get to.
Yeah.
But you wouldn't think that a nation would go to war without clear intention of where they want to end up and how they're going to get there. I have a little bit of, like, when Clausewitz says how you're going to conduct the war, that's not necessarily true, because you don't know, you can't know how you're going to conduct a war before the war starts. You can have an idea, but you can't know fully. Just like if you were to say, hey, my goal is to X in my life, you don't know how you're going to be able to do that. Things are going to change. The battlefield changes. Your life changes. Things pop up. I mean, things happen. So I think that idea that you're going to know how you're going to execute something is far-fetched. I think actually, I should use the word idea. You should have an idea of how you're going to do it.
Yeah.
You should have an idea like, okay, well, this is what I need to get done. Mm-hmm. This is what I want to achieve in my life. Yeah. I want to do this. What's a simple one? I want to own a house. That's a simple one. That's a good place to start. Yeah. I want to own a house. Okay, well, let's think about how we're going to get there. Mm-hmm. You know, let's think about how we're going to get there. You have to build your credit. How do you build your credit? You have to borrow money. Some people they go to buy a house, they've never borrowed money before. You can't borrow money if you've never borrowed money. You can't borrow money for a house if you've never borrowed money for a car or some smaller object before. So you got to establish your credit, then you got to have 2 years worth of income, then you got to have a big fat down payment sitting ready. The idea is that you got to move towards that goal. Yeah. But that's what was so nice about hearing the Vietnamese commander's intent. Get close, split them up. Yeah. Boom, you go make that happen. Yeah. Hey, guess what? You want to buy a house one day? Save money, have good credit. Drive an Uber. You might make it delivering pizza. You might make, because you got your real job that's supporting your family, but then you need a little extra to throw in there. Well, that's why you end up driving Uber. You end up with whatever it is you're going to do. You make some money on the side that you can start stashing away. You have small goals that lead to the big goal, right? So, for instance, you want to be financially secure and stable. What are you going to do? You're going to save some of your money. Okay, that's one thing. You're going to buy a house. That's another thing. You're going to pay off your car, and you're not going to buy expensive, dumb cars. You're going to buy cheap cars until you have the money to buy them with cash. You know, you're You're going to make all these little things. You're going to work extra. You have your broad goal. You have your long-term goal, yes, and then you got your short-term goals that lead and are strategically aligned with that long-term goal. It's the same thing in war. You have to have both those things going on.